So 4 months in, y'all, Lemary is growing beautifully. She's such a happy baby. She wakes up every morning smiling, cooing. It's just the cutest thing. So just want to share some tips and tricks, and also some things that I'm thinking about I should have done differently, being that it's 4 months in. So first off, number one thing, y'all, number one thing is, new moms, you are the mother, right? You have that instinct of motherhood. You know exactly what your baby needs better than anybody. Okay, so you're going to get a lot of people that's going to give you advice, and it's great, but make sure that you always listen to your inner intuition, and you're going to be fine. Period. So starting off, definitely had an all-natural birth at the hospital, no drugs, no anything, because I went in with the mindset of I want to have a natural birth. Of course, people are going to say, girl, you're crazy, and give me that epidural, I don't want to feel no pain, blah, blah, blah. So again, you have the power of choice in all situations in life. I decided to go in and do natural birth. Our ancestors did it. They didn't even have hospitals back then. Our ancestors did it. They did it with a lot less, right? So I had that in my mindset. And two, I just wanted my baby to come out. She's working hard to get out. Mama's working hard to get you out. So we're both going to feel all of this together. All right. So it was a great and beautiful experience. Wouldn't change it for anything. Got home. I'm a neat freak. And if you are a neat freak like me, you got OCD, you like to have everything organized. Definitely did good with that for the first month maybe, but 2, 3, and into 4, you're getting more and more baby stuff, and it's okay to sometimes not have all the dishes washed, not have all the clothes washed every day. Things change up when you bring a baby home. So I'm just going to say, give yourself grace. Understand that, it's an adjustment. Once you have a baby, your life is definitely never the same. And I say that in a positive way. It's so much more filled with love and beautiful memories. And now you're envisioning things that you're going to do with your child. And you're creating a family. So it's definitely different going from 2 household, me and Bae, to now it's a party of 3. All right, so and it's the most beautiful thing, and we will tell anyone it's so fulfilling. It's amazing. But your everyday things will change. The house isn't always spicky span all the time. Sometimes I have to wait to the end of the day to clean things, and sometimes I have to wait to the next day depending on how Lemary's night goes, because I may have to tend to her a little bit more. And I'm pretty sure a lot more women are going to watch this video than men. Moms, a lot more of the responsibility for the baby will fall on you, especially my breastfeeding moms. I am a breastfeeding mom. I highly recommend breastfeeding, y'all. It's the best thing. It's the most nutritious and beautiful experience for bonding and nurturing and all of that good stuff for mommy and baby. I highly recommend breastfeeding. And it's not always the easiest journey in the beginning. Thankfully and gratefully, Lemary latched on first time. Latch was perfect. My milk flow, it was a little bit slower in the beginning, but it picked up. So stay with it, stick with it. Lemary has been thriving with the breast milk, and mommy's diet, I don't play. I got even more keen on my diet when I found out I was pregnant, so made sure I was eating the right things, enough vegetables, enough grains. I do sea moss, make sure I'm getting all my minerals. I also take vitamins I have a vitamin line. If you want to check that out, let me know. So I was taking all of my vitamins, getting all of everything that I knew that made me feel good. If it's good for mommy, it's good for baby. So fast forward to what I was talking about, breastfeeding. You do get a lactation person that comes into, if you go to the hospital, if you decide to do a hospital birth. If you do a home birth, I'm pretty sure you can get with someone who's a lactation coach that can give you some tips and tricks on supporting you throughout the first couple of weeks with breastfeeding. There are also tons of videos, tons of online things you can read, different materials you can read to help support you with that. Just know that Your nipples are going to be getting adjusted in the beginning. There are nipple creams out there so that you can help with the soreness and, you know, them being a little bit inflamed, a little bit like reddish, puffy looking. It's all normal. All right. And the best thing, again, is the nutrition your baby's going to get, because the good thing, y'all, and the best thing to know is that this body, this womb, is God's workshop. Okay? He prepares us for everything. So the breast milk that produces from our body to feed our children is the best way to feed our babies. And back when, not that far back, but 4 months ago, when I was having LaMary, there was a baby food shortage, or you know, all of this stuff going on about baby food. I was not concerned because I already knew I was going to be breastfeeding. So, and I'm so happy that I was able to do that. Now, there will be some cases. There are some cases, because I have some friends who breastfeeding just wasn't it for them. Like, they wasn't producing enough. Their babies were really still hungry. So hopefully and prayerfully it does work out for you. But I also know that there are still amazing ways to feed your baby if you cannot breastfeed. But again, I'm focusing on my story. So I'm breastfeeding. I would say almost exclusively, because I do work from home. I run my own business, so I am able to feed LaMary all around the clock throughout the day. So she barely hardly ever uses a bottle. Maybe I can count on like one hand, maybe two, because Daddy did watch her a few times when I had to go to teach my classes, but she barely hardly ever uses the bottle. But when she does, she's pretty good, again, because her latch has been really good from day one. That was the biggest thing with the lactation coach, y'all, is her showing me how to make sure that the baby's mouth is all the way around the nipple, not a lot of pockets, so they're not sucking in a lot of air, which is going to cause a lot of air bubbles in my baby's belly, which is uncomfortable for them. So making sure that latch is good is very important. My sister, shout out to my sister Lori, she was my midwife for my delivery and all of that, so she also made sure that I knew, you know, different tips and tricks as far as breastfeeding, how to hold them, the football hold, the you know, just different positions you can put baby to make sure it's comfortable for them. But let me stay on track. Okay, 4 months, and what has changed since baby has arrived? What has changed? Wow. Mommy is very busy. The free time that I used to have prior to baby is gone. I definitely appreciate the extra time I used to have. Now that I don't have it, I'm like, dang, that's a lot of time I used to have. I was free. But on the flip side of that, it has made me more disciplined. And again, when you appreciate your time more, you're more disciplined with your time. Like we say, there's 4 things we need in life, right? We need money, we need time, we need health, and we need, is it 4 or 3? Money, time, health. It's 3. I said 4. So we need money, we need time, and we need health. We need these 3 things, guys. If any of these 3 things are off balance or off key, what happens? You have money, but you don't have time, and you have health, right? So you have money and you have health, but you don't have time. So what do? You don't have any time to enjoy the money, the fruits of your labor. You may be healthy as crap. You want to put your dresses on. You want to hang out with the girls. You want to do this, this, and this. But you don't have time for anything, right? So having money and health with no time sucks. If you have no money, but you have time and health, you can't do all of the things that you want to do, right? Because we know that money allows you access. Money is a tool, right? It allows you access. Be it you want to utilize money to maybe go to a seminar to learn how to open up a business, to learn how to show how healthy you are how can I make this into a business? How can I get into the room or gain access to people who can give me a business plan about how to do that? You need money to gain these to gain this access a lot of the times, right? But now we know we have things like YouTube, things that give you free access, and it may not be the deep levels of access, but it gives you at least some surface information that you can take. And once you start taking that surface information and start seeking more information, things can start to come together for you. All right, so you say you have money, you have time, and you have no health. Like, we see a lot of people who have time and money, but they're unhealthy as crap. So what are they doing? They can't. When your body is not healthy, your temple is not healthy, that means to me your thoughts aren't healthy. Because a healthy mind is a healthy body. Because a healthy mind is going to know, I need to drink water, I need to get my exercises in, I need to eat my vegetables, I need to eat my greens, I need to make sure that I'm eating in proportion. I'm not letting gluttony and just overeating and binging overtake my mental. So a healthy mind to me, guys, is also attributed to a healthy body, right? So, and mind you, healthy is, of course, not obese, not high blood pressure, diabetes, all of these different elements that are attributed from basically bad diets, bad food. And we don't, and I hate to say the word diet, we're really supposed to say live it, right? You want to eat live things, you want to eat things that are healthy for you so that you can have health, right? So, and mind you, all the things that I mentioned, high cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, all of that is reversible. The body is so forgiving. All you have to do is do right by the body, and the body will do right by you. And I know that a lot of us struggle with finding out what the right thing is. And I always say, don't do it alone. Stop trying to do it alone. I do 21-day challenges every single month. We start on the first of the month, and we work as a team. We showcase what we're eating. We showcase our workouts. We drop motivation, and we check in on each other. We make sure, hey, what's up? Like, are you being accountable this week? How are you doing? Are you maybe growing through something? How can I support you through that? So it's a really great community, and I thrive in community. I do pretty damn well by myself, but I thrive with community, and I love to see other people winning alongside me because it's motivating as hell. So money, time, and health, you need all three of those. And I'm grateful to be a part of an amazing opportunity that allows me to grow upon all three of those. So I am a health and wellness coach. So I'm always learning and applying what I'm learning about becoming healthier, becoming happier. And mind you guys, that's mentally, physically, spiritually, all of that is entrenched in health, right? Time. I have now been working for myself, guys, for about 6 years, okay? And if you asked me 7 years ago, this would be my life, I would not have known. I would have thought would have been working for a 3-letter agency, because that's what I was on the track with, working for the feds. Completely different life than what I have now, but I'm so grateful. God's plan is always better than my own. I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own small gym here in Baltimore, Maryland. It's called Affirm Fitness, and it's helped a lot of people. And the more people you help, the more people you serve, the more time freedom you get to create for yourself. So I love that I'm home now making this video for you guys. Baby girl's taking her nap. Bay is taking a nap as well. So we get to do this from home. And I know this isn't the traditional way of life, but we're living in the best of times where you can create your own way of life however you see fit. Now, it's not easy. It's not easy. You definitely have to work. Me and my partner have been working for years to get to where we are now, to have some freedom, and we're still creating and working, and we will do that until the day that breath is no longer in my body. Period. Okay, so time, and then money. Money again is a tool, okay? It's a tool. So we use our money to reinvest into assets. Like a lot of people will gain some capital and may not always put it into things that's going to grow their income, right? Sometimes people go spend it on things that depreciate in value. We are thinking, okay, how can we take our money and put it into things that's going to create more money, create more access to more capital to create more assets, right? So that's the thing. It's all about gaining that financial literacy, understanding how money works. Money is a tool, guys. Money is a tool. Money is not evil. Money is not something that only certain people have. No, we can all gain access to it. It's just, how are you going to become a person that's going to attract it? Because you can't chase success, you attract it. So that's the difference. I've never been the type of person, I'm going to chase the bag. I'm going to work so hard until like I'm chasing the bag every day. No, because I know a lot of people who work really freaking hard and they don't have any money. So I had to look around, open my eyes and see, and really look around and say, what's going on here? Like, what's the deal? So once you start understanding that hard work is definitely a part of becoming successful, and mind you, that's another thing. Success is different for everybody, but you have to figure out, for me, success is having money, having time, and having health. Having those three things in my life. And they don't have to all be balanced, but they have to all be there. They have to all be working and striving and moving up towards the next. But money is definitely something that we definitely need. We need to create capital so we can take care of our families. So never get it twisted. I'm involved in different investments. I have my gym, of course, which is my baby. I'm also the vice president to a nonprofit, and that is amazing, and that's something that we're leveling up with as well currently, and I'm super excited for that because it's focused around children. My passion for children has grown tremendously since having my baby girl. So, you gotta, your whys and what you're thriving to do will change over time based off of your life experience. So becoming a mother has been one of the best things ever for me, guys. Like, and I'm 35. I decided to start a family, quote unquote, after my 30s, mid 30s, and I do plan on having more children. So, that means I need to make sure that the household and the money and the time and the health is there for me to continue to be the best woman and mom ever. So, to bring it all in, you will have long nights and early mornings. Lemary is on a schedule. Thank God for that. She is sleeping through the night. I know a lot of people were like, she's going to be up all night and you're going to be waking up and not getting any sleep. And no, honey, we set that schedule straight. So I started doing things very early to make sure that she understood our schedule. So that first 2 weeks, maybe it's a little like you both trying to survive and understand each other, right? But after that, I made sure that she got through her naps throughout the day. I didn't disrupt any of her naps. Her feedings were, like they say, every 2 hours. And what I started doing about 2 weeks, after her umbilical cord fell out, then you can start doing baths, okay? And I found this out from my sister. I didn't submerge her when she had her umbilical cord, but I did get a little water on her. And I didn't know that you couldn't submerge, but thank God I didn't submerge. It was just like, when she had that first real big blowout, as babies will have when they come home. Don't worry, you got it. I was like, ooh, I need to rinse her or wipe her or whatever. So I kind of wiped her, wet her a little bit. My sister's like, no, don't wet her until that umbilical cord comes out. Don't wet the belly. So once the umbilical cord came out, I started implementing her baths, okay? I did baths every night at 8:30. So then I fed her after like a nice warm milk and lavender bath. After her bath, I fed her. burped her, and then we started to, slowly come down as far as time for bed. She started understanding that rhythm. Was it perfect in the beginning? No. She still woke up around 3. She still was sleeping pretty good though for a newborn, like, to be real. But she still was waking up a little bit to get her feedings, which we did. But as time went on, guys, she sleeps through the night. She still gets her bath around between 8:30 9:30 now, because I am going back to my gym. So that does throw our schedule off a little bit sometimes at night, but not too much. So once she gets that bath and I start walking her down, she eats after her bath. We cuckoo, we play, mommy daddy time. Then she's in the bed about 10:30. And mind you, as she gets older, I'm going to start knocking that down. But 10:30, and she sleeps. She sleeps through the entire night. There are some times, and she is sleeping in the bed. That's the one thing I would say that I would have changed. I probably would. I was putting her in her bassinet for a minute, but it was just so much easier. And I was like, I want to see her, make sure she's not suffocating. So that was my mom brain. Like, if she's right here next to me, I can, I'm a light sleeper, especially since having her, because your mom radar is like ding, like, because you hear a lot about suffocating and all this, that. And of course, if you're going to put your baby in a bassinet, it's signs all over the bassinet: no pillows, just one flat sheet, just lay them in there bare, so that you can make sure that they're not don't suffocate on anything or anything like that. But I started putting her in the bed only because when she would wake up for her feedings, mama was tired. So I would just roll on over, pull out the nip, plug it in, and she would get her feeding, and I would be knocked sometimes. I would wake up and she would be just fine. Now, that's my situation. You may have a better system, but and of course, I would let her, she wouldn't feed but for so long, so make sure you do burp them, because that was another thing. If I didn't burp her, then a lot of the times in the morning she would have like a throw up, because it was just sitting still. Because sometimes mama did fall asleep. Don't call child services on me, y'all, but mama fell asleep. Okay, but baby got fed and next day burped, but I was getting better. I got my sleep up and whatever, got back on my regular schedule, so it wasn't no issue with getting up burping her after. So, but that is the rundown for the most part, y'all. I know I probably talked about a whole lot of different things in this video. I'm not cutting it. I'm just posting this raw and as is. But new moms, understand that this is your journey. You're going to learn as you go. Again, you know your baby better than anybody. And even if you are a new mom and you're like, I'm figuring all of this out, you definitely have, hopefully, someone in your village, because it does take a village, someone in your village that has children that can share their experiences with you. So again, for me, that was my sister, my cousins. Like, I was the last mojito in the tribe to have a baby. Again, I'm 35, first time mom. So a lot of my cousins and everybody already had their children, so they had a plethora of information to share. And they also gave me really good tips for my birth. So I know that I definitely want to do a focus video on the hospital, childbirth, and pediatrics and all of that. I want to definitely do a focus video on that, because that was a whole nother experience that I had to grow through. And I will say this, I felt so empowered doing how I was going about with my daughter, as far as after her aftercare, the pediatrics and everything, telling me this, and this, and me sometimes telling them no. But I'm gonna be honest, if I wasn't in my frame of mind, say if I had my daughter when I was 18 or 21, it would not have been the same situation. So my heart and head start really thinking about all of these women who are younger having kids, and maybe they don't have those cousins and sisters, or maybe their mom isn't in their life, whatever, to give them this information, to trickle down this information on how you can still be empowered when you go into these hospitals and different things like that, to these doctors who you think are telling you always the correct and proper way, but sometimes it's not. So I say all that to say I will be making another video talking about that whole situation and whole side of things. But for now, I wanted to focus around this, and which is 4 months in. Baby girl turned 4 months, and it's been amazing. I've had a lot of support. I've had a lot of love, and I'm so grateful for everyone who supported and showed myself, Troy, LaMary, our family any love, because it takes a village. It really does. It takes a village, and I'm always never leading by ego. I'm always been a good listener for people who I always say this, I take advice from people who I would trade places with, right? So I'm not going to necessarily take advice on how to lose weight and be healthy from someone who's not. I won't necessarily take advice on how to become a millionaire, how to fire my boss, how to become an entrepreneur, how to gain more capital from someone who's broke, or maybe someone who has a job and they're not striving in whatever they're doing, right, professionally. So I always say take advice from people who you would trade places with, because outside of that, people's opinions, it's a lot of opinions, and that's okay. But again, I'm taking advice from people who I would trade places with. So again, I'm grateful and thankful for all of the women in my life who have given me sound advice, and I can see the results of them also utilizing the advice they're giving me in their own lives. So with that being said, thank you guys for joining. Hope to see you on the next one. And new moms, keep your head up, keep striving, keep thriving, because we got this, sis. Period. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Peace.